Hello JHS students, parents, and teachers. Wanted to give you an update on all the things that have been going on the last few weeks and some other things that are coming up during the next few weeks. First thing I want to talk about today is staff development. This week, students, you will only go to school Monday through Wednesday. You will not be in school on Thursday and Friday. Your hardworking teachers, counselors, administrators, and paraprofessionals will be here at JHS doing staff development. So very important that you remember this week's schedule is just Monday through Wednesday. Just a reminder, we will have the RIP schedule on Monday. That'll be tomorrow. Every Monday, as long as we're doing remote instruction, we will have the early release RIP schedule on Mondays. Next thing I want to talk about real quick is the end of Term 1. Term 1 ends this week on Wednesday, October 14th. That is the end of the first 9 weeks, which we also call Term 1. So students, you have 3 days to make sure you're staying on top of your grades. You might have some exams this week. Term 1 ends on Wednesday. Grades are due for teachers on Sunday night, October 18th at 8 o'clock. So students, there will be several days the teachers have to get their grades in, but Term 1, a very important Term 1, ends on Wednesday, October 14th. Also want to talk to everybody about open house, okay? This week, during that staff development on Thursday, October 15th, we will have our 2020 open house during the fall semester. So that is going to be from 12 to 3 o'clock, Thursday, October 15th. So parents, we would love to see you up here at the high school campus. We are going to do this in person. So parents, you are encouraged to park in the student parking lot, enter through the cafeteria, and go speak to your students' teachers. Few very important things about this open house from 12 to 3 on Thursday, October 15th. The first thing is everybody that enters the high school building needs to make sure they're wearing a face covering. That is a requirement of our campus. So parents, if you're coming alone, if both parents are coming, or if siblings are coming, please make sure everyone that enters the building for open house has a face covering on. Remember, 12 to 3 o'clock this Thursday, October 15th, our fall semester open house here at JHS. Next thing I want to talk about, a little announcement for our seniors. This week is a very important week for FAFSA. Now, as you know, FAFSA is how our students get money from the federal government to attend school. Now, the reason we do so much at our campus for our seniors when it comes to financial aid is, guys, we know the financial aid process is very confusing. The questionnaires are very arduous. It's a long, tedious process, and we want to do all that we can to help our senior students and the parents of our senior students. We don't want financial aid, the confusion about financial aid, to prevent any of our seniors from attending college or any kind of post-secondary institution. We don't want financial aid to become such a burden and such an obstacle that we don't fulfill our seniors' dreams. So we give you a lot of support. This week, that's very important. We have FAFSA night coming up on Tuesday, October 13th at 6 o'clock in the JHS library. Students, it's very important that you come to this. Now remember, once again, parents, you need to come with your senior. So we need a 2021 senior and their mom or dad or a guardian, a legal guardian, to come with them on Tuesday evening at 6 o'clock in the library. A couple things you need to know. Number one, we must have a mask or face covering on. That is a requirement whenever anybody comes into the building this school year. Next thing, seniors and senior parents, make sure you bring your 2019 federal income tax return form. You're not going to be able to answer the FAFSA questions if you don't have that 2019 tax return form with you. So make sure you bring that. Finally, the last thing about FAFSA night at 6 p.m. on Tuesday. Please limit the amount of siblings that come with you. We ask that no senior bring any siblings with them. Why? Well, TJC is coming to help us out. And remember, there is a limit to the amount of students and parents that we can have in these classrooms. So please, parents, refrain from bringing little children. We love all the little brothers and sisters that we have, but in order to make this event possible, we have to really restrict who can come. So please, seniors, just bring yourselves and a parent with you on Tuesday evening for FAFSA night. Other thing to mention about FAFSA, we'll call this one-on-one Zooms. On Thursday and Friday of this week, we are offering one-on-one Zoom consultations, another thing we're doing for our seniors to help them with the financial aid process. Seniors, if you want to be a part of this, and I suggest that you are a part of this, you need to sign up in person in Miss Sarah Stevens' office, or you can email her, and her email address, hope this is on the camera here, is sarah.stevens@jisd.org. Hopefully we fit all that on there. So seniors, make sure you sign up in person in Ms. Stevens' office this week, or you can email her. Don't want to miss these great opportunities, the support that we give to our students and parents for financial aid in the college application process. Next thing I want to mention real quick, and this is a hot topic on everybody's mind, and that is remote learning. As of now, our school district and our campus are continuing with remote learning, and there are some very important things we need to talk about. First of all, students, if you are a remote learner, it is absolutely essential that you complete your assignments. We have a lot of kids who are struggling with remote learning, okay? And I want everybody to know who's on the remote learning platform, your grades count. Parents and students, if you are a remote learner, we need you every day, every period, not just to be in attendance. And you know how we take attendance with remote learners. The first thing is you need to complete your assignments every day, every period. Even if you post to each team, you can be marked present. Okay, so attendance matters for remote learners. But what matters even more for our remote learners are that they are doing their assignments and doing their assignments well. Okay, we need to make sure, I cannot emphasize this enough, parents and students. If you are a remote learner, not only do you need to be in attendance, you must do your work. Grades count for remote learners. Yes, if you're a remote learner, you can still fail a class and not get credit for the year. So it's absolutely crucial, if you are a remote learner, that you're in attendance every day, every period, and that you complete your assignments and complete them well. Next thing I want to talk about is Saturday school. If you are an in-person or a remote learner who's been absent so many times that you owe makeup hours, Saturday school will start on Saturday, October 24th. There will be 6 Saturday school opportunities this semester. Students, if you owe hours, if you have excessive absences, whether you're an in-person or remote learner, Saturday school is the only opportunity that you get to make up those hours. And remember, parents and students, the only way you can get credit for a class, and remember, you have to have credit to go to the next grade, and you have to have credit to graduate. The only way you can get credit, 2 things: you must pass the course, and you must be in attendance enough times in that course. So if you owe Saturday school hours and you don't take advantage of Saturday school, you will not earn your credits to go to the next grade or graduate. So Saturday school, very important thing, and it starts on Saturday, October 24th. A couple of last things to finish up with here, guys. Just want to remind everybody how grades are calculated for a semester. Now, term 1, as you know, ends on Wednesday. And really, a semester average is calculated by adding and averaging 7 numbers. So each term counts 3 times. Term 2, which you're going to start next week, each term grade counts 3 times. And then the semester exam counts as that 7th number. These numbers are added up, they're divided by 7, and that gives you your final semester average. So guys, it's really, really important that you do well in your classes each term, because each term is incredibly valuable when it comes to averaging your grade. This year, we do not have an attendance incentive. Okay, so every student on our campus, whether they're an in-person learner or a remote learner, every student must take their semester exam. So please keep an eye on those grades. Understand how important that is, because we have to make sure we pass our classes to graduate and get credit. Okay? Last thing I want to mention real quick, guys. I want to talk a little bit about COVID-19. As we get into the cooler months, I want to make sure we're reminding everybody about proper COVID-19 precautions. One of the reasons we've been able to keep our school open for 8 weeks now is because we've done a great job as a campus wearing our face coverings, socially distancing as much as we can. It is very important that we continue those practices as we get into the cooler months. So students, make sure every day you are wearing your face covering, your mask, your shield, or your gaiter so we can stay open. Remember, wearing face coverings is not just medically beneficial. It helps us keep our kids in school, because if kids are not wearing their face coverings, they are what the state calls exposed, and they can be sent home for up to 2 weeks. So very important that we wear those face coverings, not just medically, but so we can keep school open and keep our kids where we want them, which is back here on campus at JHS. Final reminders about COVID-19. Guys, please remember that these precautions, they're beneficial not just here at school at JHS, but also outside of school. So when you go home at night, when you're on the weekend, please make sure you're socially distancing as much as possible. And please make sure you're wearing those face coverings whenever you're closer than 6 feet from others. Those precautions are not just important on campus, they're important everywhere. It's been a very challenging start to the school year. It's been a very good start to the school year. Everybody's working hard. I know our parents are working hard, our students are working hard, and our JHS staff members are working incredibly hard and incredibly long hours to make this school year a very successful one. We'll be back in a few weeks with another update. Just want to make sure everybody was clear and that we have a good end to term 1 and a great start to term 2. Thanks, everybody.